Hi Gemini, welcome to your weekly reading. I'm Jude. This is a reading for the week of the 13th of Feb. And remember, they're general, so they may or may not resonate, and that you have free will, so you choose what you do with the cards and the information. We're going to start by looking at what's the energy you've been in, Gemini, and then we'll look at the week of the 13th of Feb, what might be challenging for you, and what might come in to help. Look at what's going on for you. So we have the Death card, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. So woohoo to you, Gemini, is what I will say. The Death card says that you've already begun this journey of transformation. You're already moving from here to here. So that's going to be different for everyone, what that means. But essentially, you're moving on. You're moving forward. It's not happening quickly, but it's happening. The Ace of Cups and the Aces are all about new beginnings, successful new beginnings. So this is a new emotional energy and one that you feel really inspired about. Gemini. Well, you've been in a happy place, I feel. It's, very nice. All right. So if that's what you've been in, where are you heading for the week of the 13th of Feb, please? And, you know, I work with the cards that jump out. That's how I operate. So just in case you're ever wondering why do I keep shuffling, that's why. Okay. So we've got the Two of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. So with the Two of Wands, I mean, for some of you, you might be thinking now about an overseas holiday or something like that. I feel that's possible for some of you because I feel like there's a lot to be done. With this Ten of Wands, it feels like there's a lot of things you've got to do. And I do get the sense here that you're carrying quite a load, Gemini, at the moment. And, you know, just getting this sense of maybe it could be helpful to delegate some things. Because I think with the Six of Pentacles sitting here, it's important that there's a balance, that there's reciprocity, that you're not always giving, that you do receive as well. The Hierophant sometimes it talks about a committed relationship. Sometimes it talks about how we sit within ourselves and the balance of our own internal value system and whether we're in integrity with ourselves, like a congruency and listening to our higher self. For some of you, you might be dealing with a government, a large organisation like a corporation, a council, a school, a system or framework that you need to operate in. You know, that might be a university. It could even be like a religious organisation. It might be something like the Catholic Church or, you know, a police department or something like that. The Hierophant can represent those big energies of large organisations that work with a very strong set of very clear values and framework. So if that's the energy, Gemini, for you this week, let's ask, what might be the challenge for you? Okay, now the Knight came out first. So the challenge is showing as the Knight of Wands and the Four of Cups. The Knight of Wands, for some of you, it might literally be shifting house, shifting address, moving somewhere. But there's also an energy with the Knight of Wands where there's an impatience, there's a passion, there's a wanting to get out, wanting to get going, hurry, let's move on, let's get this show on the road feeling, which also ties in with your Ace up here. You're keen to move, Gemini. And the challenge is going to be not really being open or receptive to what gets offered to you. With the Four of Cups, it's like, no thanks. So the feeling here is, as a challenge, is being a little bit patient to allow the things to unfold. Yeah. So I was just about to say, and thinking I was going to be shuffling for a minute, what will come in to help you. Because if the energy of the challenge is be patient, but try not to get too bored as well is a feeling which seems counterintuitive because you've got the 10 here. I feel like you've got a lot to do, but you're not really keen on what gets offered to you. The thing that's coming in to help is what we're looking at here now, Gemini. Okay. So Gemini, what's coming in to help you is the Ace of Swords, the Four of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Six of Wands. So what's coming in to help you, Gemini, is a new... you've got 3 aces on the table. There's only 4 in the deck, and you've got 3 on the table. So this is a very new beginning energy feeling for you, Gemini. The Ace of Swords is a new way of thinking, a new way of communicating, and this is coming in to help you navigate through these couple of challenges where you have to be patient and, find the inspiration in what gets presented or find, an option for yourself that you are happy about. The Four of Wands says that there's a community, or for some of you, this might be about a relationship because we've got the Ace of Cups there as well. But I'm not actually, this is the only card where I'm seeing like a couple. So my sense is it's more to do with more practical, but also work. A lot of wands on the table. But the Four of Wands is one of those cards that says, draw from the community around you because they're there. There's a lot of people around you who support. And this is when, the whole village goes out and brings in the harvest and then everyone has a big banquet that night. It's like everyone is there to help share the load, which also ties in with this 10 of Wands here where you're getting a bit overwhelmed with everything that you've got to do. Remember to share the load. Let others in the family group or the community help you. And this is you finding a way to ask for that potentially with the Ace of Swords there. The Seven of Pentacles is asking you to have a look at really what you want to do going forward, because I feel over this sort of last 6 or 7 years, this is an evolution from the Six of Pentacles that we had here to now being the Seven of Pentacles. But there's a sense here of, this last 6 or 7 years of really it hasn't perhaps returned for you what you'd hoped it would. And there's a kind of a sense within you now of having a look at what do you really want. And almost with this one pentacle that's rolled out in front of you of where do you want to be by the end of the year? This time next year, where do you want to be? Because this is where the Magician comes into play. And the Six of Wands is a card of success. You're well regarded here. The Magician says if you can get clear and about what it is you want and you have the preparedness to take action, then with the intention of the Magician, you can call in what you want your world to look like. So it's a combination of clarity with the Ace of Swords, action with the Knight of Wands, and the intention of the Magician. He has the resources he needs on the table to manifest and bring things into being. And the fact that it ends with the Six of Wands says that this is very successful for you, Gemini. These are amazing cards, I've got to say. You're very clear, you're moving forward. The only challenge really is how you navigate all that you're taking on at the moment. All right. So I'm just going to close out the reading by asking for a message from Spirit for you. Oh, I thought that wanted to come, but it went back in. So this is for Gemini, please. A message from Spirit. All right. So we have the Page of Swords, the Five of Cups, and the Star. So, Gemini, the message from Spirit is that there might, be news of a new, again, this is lining up with this Ace of Swords here too. There's a new sort of inspired idea or way of communicating that comes to you. For some of you, you might be dealing with an air sign child, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, for some of you. The Five of Cups says that in this there might be some loss or some sense of sadness as well, because it feels like you are changing things with this contemplation that you're doing. But the Star card says this is about you really connecting in with what it is that you want, Gemini. What have you always dreamt of? What's really inside that's driving you forward? All right, I hope that was helpful or insightful for you. If you enjoyed it, please like, share and subscribe. Have a great week and bye from me.